My name is Stephen Kennedy. I am the music teacher at Morris Jeff Community School, which is in Orleans Parish. I'm honestly most passionate as an educator about connecting with all children, no matter their needs or what is expected of them. I want to make sure that I reach everybody. And sometimes that's difficult, but I try my best to do it well in my classroom. The grade level of the students in the video is first grade. This is obviously a music class that I'm teaching. And the curriculum that I use a lot of different curriculum, but for this lesson I used Game Plan curriculum, which is by Kriski and Delelis. They're fabulous music educators out of Las Vegas, I believe. So the lesson objectives, the two big ones are unpitched percussion technique. How do you play these different instruments successfully? And the other is same versus different, which is kind of an abstract thing for first grade to think about. But, I think it's important, especially with music, to identify different parts of a song to understand same versus different. And the same versus different in this lesson is with form, with being able to discern between the first part of a song and the second part, and does that first part come back? I often, with older grades, try to connect that with pop music. How do you identify a chorus in a pop song or a verse in a pop song? It's the same thing with classical music and really any kind of music. They're building blocks for a song. So those are my two big objectives. Prior to this lesson, we play unpitched percussion instruments all the time. This lesson had some kind of more interesting instruments that they had not used very often. So that was kind of exciting. Whenever I can bring out something new for them to use, they're automatically hooked, which is the point, right? We want them to be hooked. We want something to connect them to the lesson. How does it connect to my overall goals? Hands down, my students should be playing. The end. That's my goal, for them to experience play. And in the middle of all that play, they get to learn. And it works out really well for me. There are things I could fix, of course. Some years I move faster than others, but play is the key. That class really didn't have a lot of accommodations. I do have classes where I have to use adaptive instruments for some students. I have to give students more time. I have to kind of work with a student exclusively for a little bit. But in that class, it wasn't that tough. And also, I think kids enjoy that lesson. They know they're sitting in the lines. They know they're going to get a turn with something. I think it's an exciting lesson. I really love that lesson. It also, anytime that you can have a kid holding something tangible, something like the cards that I use, the song that connects, that's a little song to kind of keep the flow going when they actually change places. All of those things contribute to a good lesson. So hopefully it was successful. I try my hardest.
All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about toys, and we're going to talk about how we can use the names of toys to maybe make up some music, okay? There's two things we're going to concentrate on today. Two things. First thing, we're going to talk about unpitched percussion techniques. These wild-looking things. This weird-looking thing, right? So this, what is this called?
A bell.
Cowbell, right? Or bell, right? Cowbell, right? And a cowbell is unpitched because there's no real singable note. Like, bong, bong, bong. I can kind of sing that, but it's not really singable, okay? Compared to our marimbas over here, which are also percussion instruments, but I can sing these. Boom, boom, boom. See, I can sing that note. This is a little more tough to sing. We also have this weird thing called a vibra-slap. We have played these before, but it's been a while. A vibra-slap, I definitely can't sing this. Listen. That's not singing, right? So we're going to talk about some of these instruments, but none of them really have any notes that we can sing. And we should sing this song while we're switching. Oh my goodness, all these toys. It's the time of year for boys and girls. Again, oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys. Rocking horse, toy soldier, you did it right. Airplane, do it again. Rocking horse, toy soldier, airplane, switch. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys. Rocking horse, toy soldier, airplane, bike. Rocking horse, toy soldier, airplane, bike. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys. Rocking horse, toy soldier, airplane, bike. Rocking, do it again, start there, ready, go. Rocking horse, toy soldier, airplane, bike, sing. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for boys and girls. Oh my goodness, look at all these toys. It's the time of year for girls and boys.
So after watching the lesson, I thought it was a good lesson. You know, first graders are squirrely and they're going to move around a lot, and especially if they're not sitting in a chair, they're going to move around a lot, and that's to be expected. I think the lesson objectives were met, especially the unpitched percussion technique. The form part I could have spent longer on, and it'll probably be something that I come back to, because we didn't, with a 40-minute lesson every week, it's not a whole lot of time for that class. And so that is something that I'll probably come back to, discuss the form, the same, different part. What would I do differently? I always feel like I need to add more time at the end for discussion, for group discussion. I asked at the end, what do you think you did well this lesson, or what do you think something that was a challenge? And I kind of get stuck on that question a lot, and I'd like to add to my inventory of questions like that, because they do tend to get old. What's happening after this? Oh, I went on holiday break, winter break after this. So my plan for this week is to maybe touch back on the form part of that lesson. The next activity that we're going to do is a song called Teddy Bear, which also delves into same and different with form. So I'm kind of gonna touch on the form stuff some more this week. So that might be enough, but we'll have to see if I have to change up the lesson a little more after that. And I think that's about it. Thank you for listening.